Okay, so these loyalists were not very happy with the way things were set up in terms of the government. If you remember from the last chapter, chapter 4, in an effort to try to keep the French people in Quebec happy, the King of Great Britain decided to change the laws back to the French laws. And this meant that you could be Catholic and be in government. And this meant that the French laws that they had would remain in effect. So the French were really happy about this. And at this time, this colony, which is called Quebec, extends all the way down to um, it extends all the way down to Niagara Falls. And so, if you're living in Niagara Falls, you're the subject of French law. You have to follow the French laws. And you're British and you've just fought this big war and you're a war hero and you're setting up a new town here for Great Britain. You're speaking English and you're following French law. So people were really not happy about this. The English wanted to have English laws. They wanted the same kind of laws that they were used to when they were British citizens, right? They're under the British citizenship type of thing. They want these British laws, the ones that used to be there in the 13 colonies. They want those same laws. And so Great Britain decided to change the rules again. So what they did was they looked at the map and they said, okay, this map here, this place we're calling Quebec, it's really very large. Let's divide things up right around where Ottawa is. And we'll have the one half, which is where the French people have traditionally been, we'll leave that with the French laws. And the other half, which is now current day Ontario, we're going to have the English freehold system, free English laws. Okay. So, and what this meant was that the people who were living in what is now Ontario would have those English laws. They were happy, but they wanted those back. So they renamed things again. Originally, they had called that area that they had taken over from New France, they called it Quebec. Well, when they changed the system again, they changed the names. They called it Upper Canada and Lower Canada. So Upper Canada is Ontario from today. Lower Canada is this current day Quebec. Okay, and it's so the rules are just right here listed on the page. So Upper Canada will have the English freehold system. Lower Canada, they have a choice, right? So those that are coming in are allowed to choose if they want to have the English system, and those that are French can continue with their French ways. Okay. They are telling people that the First Nations reserves are not available for settlers. However, we know this won't last forever. The Catholics, if you're Catholic, you have to pay the church, which is one of these French laws. One of the French laws is that everybody who's Catholic, well, everybody, because everyone's Catholic, they all have to pay the church, like a tenth of everything that they make. It's called the tithe. You have to give this money to the church. So they're saying, if you're Catholic, you pay the tithe. If you're not Catholic, then you don't have to. Okay. And they actually gave a bunch of land to the church. 1/7 of all land went to these Protestant churches. Okay. And they're going to have a voting system and everybody is happy. Okay. And what this means is these loyalists are now happy with the laws that are in place. And we see this period of rapid growth. Okay. And there's about 30 years here where everybody is happy. There's no fighting. We've got a series of really good summers. Growing seasons are going really well. People are able to build their homesteads. They're able to, make a lot of things happen here. Now, this little bit here, I've already kind of talked about this township system where it's divided up into rectangular sections of lands and all the roads are at straight angles. You've got the concessions, you've got the side roads. Oh, I got it backwards. Okay, so concessions are the west-east, the side roads are the north-south, and we have intersections at 90-degree angles. Now this, if you think about this is very different from New France. Remember we had talked about New France and how they had the seigneurial system, these long strips of land that are all attached to that river. So things are being set up very differently using this township system. Loyalists are bringing the English language. They're working hard. And in the next chapter, you will see there is some fighting. So they have to do a good job now or else they won't be able to hold their own. All right, that's it.